Welcome back. 7:09 Sunday morning. Servicemen and women risk their lives every day defending our nation, but on returning, veterans have the task of finding a job, and that is where employer support of the Guard and Reserve comes in, ESGR for short. Here to tell us all about that is the Special Department of the Defense Agency is Wayne Travers. You're looking at him right there, president of the Connecticut Committee for the ESGR. I'll get those words out. All right, Wayne, thank you for coming in.
Oh, thank you.
Just how many veterans are looking for jobs these days?
Well, I don't have the specific numbers on veterans, but I know that among returning National Guard and Reserve personnel, particularly among the junior enlisted ranks, it can be as high as 20%, depending on circumstances. So the Department of Defense has identified that population as a population that really needs help in connecting with employers who want to hire them.
Now, it says here, you're a retired National Guard officer. You have 20 years combined active and reserve service. So you know a thing or two about this, directly or indirectly by observation. So what is it like for veterans looking for work?
Well, especially in this time of increased operational tempo, we have Afghanistan, Iraq, and other missions around the world. The National Guard and Reserve are no longer weekend warriors. So that can put pressure on employers because sometimes their employees are out of the workforce a lot. Also, in an economy where unemployment is at 8+%, it just makes it difficult in general to find work.
Yeah, kind of a perfect storm, as it were, I suppose. Nearly half of our nation's fighting forces are members of the Guard or Reserves, or citizen warriors, like you're talking about, kind of the weekend warriors, as some people say. But are they sometimes overlooked in the job search or in the search for candidates?
Absolutely, and what we tell employers when we speak to them is that this population is definitely a talent pool that you want to tap into. They're reliable. I mean, if you've served in Afghanistan, Iraq, or even completed basic training, mission comes first, and these prospective employees are a great asset to a workforce, and I make sure I tell that to employers every chance I get.
I would tend to think that they would be very dedicated and loyal employees, typically anyway. I mean, certainly with a dedication to duty, regardless of whether it's for the military or in the workforce, too, I would think. Now, the Hero to Hired program, you guys help with this particular program H2H for short. How does it work?
Well, H2H.jobs is the website, and it was created and launched in December of last year. As I said, because that population of National Guard and Reservists tended to have a higher unemployment rate than the general population. So what it basically is an online resource. There's mobile applications. We just had the Mobile Job Center in Hartford at the Armory last week. And basically it's a resource for employers or prospective employees to connect and find jobs. So basically it connects National Guard, Reserve personnel, their families, and veterans with employers who want to hire them.
Okay, and by the way, we have a picture of a guardsman. Is this the picture of he's here with his wife at the mobile store, the mobile job store?
That's right. That's right. That was in Hartford last week. The mobile job store was outside the Hartford Armory, and that's PFC Adorno and his wife, and they were registering and connecting with employers who want to hire people like him.
Is it tough for veterans coming back? Now, granted, they've got all that military skill, and a lot of them have workforce skills too, but is it tough for them to readjust back into workforce mode and job skills as opposed to military?
Well, one of the great things about H2H.jobs is it helps with an online, what we call a military occupational specialty translator. So right on the homepage of H2H.jobs, somebody who had a job in the military can type in that job and see how it equates to a civilian translation. And it gives them guidance and helps them and gives them resources to show them where they might fit into the workforce.
And finally, what can employers or even maybe individuals who might be watching this morning, what can they do to help in the cause?
Well, employers can register as employers on H2H.jobs, and we encourage them to do that. The same thing with National Guard and Reserve personnel. I think that the message I'd want to give to employers is that this is a workforce that has tremendous talent, tremendous dedication, and they're definitely people that you want to have in your employment.
And certainly they've given a lot for the country.
Absolutely. Sometimes great sacrifice, particularly in the National Guard and Reserve, where they could be called away from civilian jobs multiple times in 3-4 years.
Tough enough that they have to be away from their families, but then to have to sort of try to get back in step with the workforce, that's got to be kind of quite the challenge. So the H2H, Hero to Hired. I almost forgot that. Hero to Hired. A wonderful program, sounds like. Wayne Travers, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All righty, and for more information about the H2H, if you didn't happen to catch all that, you can go to our website, which you probably have heard a million times, WTNH.com, for more information.